Have you ever trusted someone so completely that you never thought to question them? My son went to the bank every single Monday at exactly 2 o'clock in the afternoon. For 9 full years, rain or shine, snow or heat, he never missed a single Monday. Whenever I asked what it was about, he would just smile, pat my shoulder, and say, "Just some real estate paperwork. Dad, boring stuff." I believed him every time. Why wouldn't I? That was my boy. My name is Paul Harrison. I live in Seattle, Washington. That November, my son Ethan told me he was flying to Miami for the biggest real estate summit of his career. 3 days into the trip, I got the call that changed everything. The Miami-Dade police told me Ethan had drowned while swimming at South Beach. They found his rental car, his shoes on the sand, his wallet and phone inside the car, but no body, the officer said quietly. "These currents, Mr. Harrison, sometimes they never give back what they take." The phone fell from my hand. I slid down the kitchen wall and sobbed until I couldn't breathe anymore. If you're watching this story, please subscribe to the channel, like button, and tell me in the comments where you're listening from. I'm Paul Harrison, 72 years old now. My son Ethan was 37, a real estate developer with an office downtown, and the kind of smile that made you believe everything would be okay. After my wife Ellen passed 7 years ago, Ethan became my anchor. Sunday dinners at my house, Seahawks games together, long phone calls just to check on his old man. He was the son who still hugged me goodbye at the airport. Every Monday for 9 straight years, he went to Washington Federal Bank at exactly 2 p.m. I asked once, "Just business, Dad. Real estate investments, paperwork." I trusted him completely. That Tuesday morning he called. Excited. "Dad, huge opportunity in Miami. International Real Estate Summit. This could set us both up for life." I drove him to SeaTac on Thursday. He hugged me tight. "Love you, Dad. See you soon." That was the last time I saw him alive. Or so I believed. Days 1 and 2 he checked in. Postcard, phone call, conference is amazing. "Dad, this could really be something." His voice was happy. Real. Day 4, evening. I was cooking dinner alone when the phone rang. International number, Mr. Harrison. "This is Officer Ramirez, Miami-Dade Police. I'm calling about your son Ethan." My heart stopped. "Is he okay?" "I'm very sorry, sir. There's been an accident. Swimming at South Beach. Riptide. We've searched 24 hours. Unsuccessful. They found the car, the shoes, the wallet, the phone, but no body. Sometimes the ocean keeps what it takes," he said softly. I dropped the phone. I couldn't breathe. My only son. I slid to the floor and sobbed. I don't know how long I sat there. I called my daughter Laura. "Dad, what's wrong?" I couldn't speak. "I'm coming right now," she said. Within an hour, she was there, holding me. "We'll get through this, Dad." I barely heard her. All I could think was, my son, my baby boy. His last words. "Love you, Dad. See you soon." I would never see him again. Never hear his voice. "Gone, Dad," Laura said softly. "We need to call Emily, Ethan's wife." I nodded, numb. That night I didn't sleep. Laura stayed, but I barely noticed. The days that followed were fog, arrangements, phone calls, people I barely remembered. Laura handled everything. I just walked through the haze, seeing Ethan everywhere, smiling, waving, disappearing beneath waves. And somewhere in that fog, a thought kept whispering, "Drowning men don't wave. They fight." 10 days after the call from Miami, we held the memorial service at a funeral home in Tacoma. Polished mahogany casket. Closed. Empty. It felt wrong. Not because of what was missing, but because of what was there. Flowers. People. Sympathy. All of it real. All of it for something I didn't yet understand. I stood at the front, looked at that empty box. Ethan was my pride, I said. My voice cracked. I couldn't finish. I sat down. Laura squeezed my hand. Emily sat in the front row, red-eyed, gracious. Ethan's co-workers spoke about his business genius. Neighbors shared memories. The casserole brigade descended on my house afterward. Tuna noodle, green bean, condolences wrapped in foil. He's in a better place, they said. I nodded, mute. After everyone left that night, the house felt heavy with silence. 3 days later, the mail came. Bills, sympathy cards. Then a white envelope, Washington Federal Bank logo, safe deposit box 612. Co-holder access notice. I stared at it. Safe deposit box opened 9 years ago by Ethan Harrison. Co-holder Paul Harrison. 9 years. The Monday visits. My hands shook. I called the bank immediately. This is Susan Miller, the voice said. Kind and professional. I just received a letter about a safe deposit box. My son, he passed away. Yes, Mr. Harrison. I'm so sorry for your loss. Your son opened it 9 years ago. You're listed as co-holder. I can schedule access for you tomorrow. First thing tomorrow, I said. Of course, 9 a.m. That night I didn't sleep. Laura tried to reassure me. Probably just business documents. Dad. Paperwork. But I knew better. Secrets don't live in safe deposit boxes. They hide there. The next morning. Gray November light filtered through the bank windows. Susan led me to the vault. Sympathetic but professional. 2 keys required. Hers and mine. She handed me Ethan's key. Box 612. Heavy. Cold. The private viewing room was small. Fluorescent lights buzzing. A single table. Susan closed the door. Take your time, Mr. Harrison. I was alone with the box. I opened it. Inside were manila folders. A USB drive. Papers. I pulled out the first folder. Home equity loans. My house documents spanning 9 years. $75,000. 100,000. 150,000. 225,000. Total 650,000. The signatures looked like mine, but they weren't. I knew my own handwriting. These were close. Too close. Forged. The final page foreclosure notice. 90 days overdue. My house. The house Ellen and I bought 41 years ago. Gone. I couldn't breathe. I opened the second folder. Investment losses. Real estate projects. Miami beachfront condos. 400,000 lost. Orlando Resort. 380,000 lost. Tampa mixed-use development. 350,000 lost. Total 1,100,000 over 9 years. Ethan's business wasn't successful. It was bleeding money. Third folder. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. Life insurance policy. $750,000 on Ethan's life. Beneficiary listed. Not Emily. Jessica Harper. Miami. Florida. I didn't know the name. The last item was a handwritten note. Ethan's handwriting. Dad. If you're reading this, I'm gone. I'm sorry. I thought I could fix it before you found out. I tried. God, I tried, but I couldn't. I'm sorry for what this will cost you. I love you. E. The paper slipped from my hands. My vision blurred. The room spun. A knock. Mr. Harrison. Are you okay? I couldn't speak. Susan helped me copy everything. I walked out to the parking lot and sat in my car for an hour, staring at the papers in my lap. $1,750,000. He destroyed me over 9 years. And I never knew. Never asked. I walked into that bank one man. I walked out another. My son was dead. But the nightmare was just beginning. The next morning, Laura arrived with her laptop. I hadn't slept. Documents from the safe deposit box were spread across the dining table like evidence. Laura took one look at me, sat down, and said, "Dad, sit. I've been up all night digging." I showed her everything. Loans, losses, the insurance policy with Jessica Harper's name. Her face hardened. That bastard. I flinched. "Still my son. I'm sorry." "Dad," she said gently. "But we need the truth now." No sentiment. Exhausted. I nodded. "What did you find?" Laura opened her laptop. Ethan's business. Smoke and mirrors. She pulled up his company website. Sleek. Professional. But all stock photos and no real projects. His LinkedIn had grand titles but only 62 connections. Suspicious for someone claiming major deals. Business registry records showed he'd filed paperwork but barely operated. No permits, no project filings. Then she opened the tax documents Emily had shared. Income last year, $85,000. Not the $300,000 he bragged about. Next, she opened his digital calendar. Every Monday at 2 p.m. for 9 years. Notes read bank paperwork refinance. He was signing loan documents, Laura said. Shuffling money, using your house, your credit, your name to stay afloat. My stomach twisted. For 9 years while telling you he was building our future. She switched tabs. Now, Jessica Harper, an Instagram profile appeared. 34, blonde, bright smile. Worked in hospitality at a South Beach hotel. Photos of beaches, sunsets, cocktails. 3.5 years of posts. Laura scrolled. Look at this. 19 months ago. A photo of clasped hands, the man's hand visible. She zoomed in. Dad, the watch. Silver dive watch. Worn leather strap. The one I gave Ethan for his 30th birthday. Ellen had helped choose it. My chest tightened. Laura kept scrolling. 15 months ago. Same apartment view. 12 months. Silhouettes of a couple captioned paradise with my love. 9 months. An arm around her shoulders. Celtic knot tattoo on the forearm. Ethan's tattoo. I'd driven him to get it at 21. 2 months before his death. Jessica on a beach captioned, "Can't wait for our future together." Laura cross-referenced dates. Every one of Ethan's business trips to Florida matched posts about her being with someone. Dinners, weekends, beach days. This wasn't occasional. She said, this was a second life. The affair had lasted at least 3 years, maybe longer. That afternoon, the doorbell rang. Emily. Laura had told her. She looked pale, trembling. She sat heavily at the table, staring at Jessica's photo. Tears slipped down her face. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. She pulled out Ethan's phone records still in her name. Dozens of calls to a Miami number over 3 years, nearly daily. He said it was a client, a big deal, and I believed him. Then she mentioned the life insurance. 8 months ago, he said we needed to update it. Estate planning. I signed everything. Trusted him. She looked at me helplessly. If I had just asked. We both trusted him, I said. She left in tears. Silence settled. Laura stared at the photo of the clasped hands, the watch glinting. For a long time, neither of us spoke. Then I said quietly, "What if he didn't die, Dad? They never found a body, just his car, his shoes, some debris. I tapped the insurance policy. $750,000 to his mistress. $1.7 million in debt under my name. No body. You tell me what that looks like." Laura slowly closed her laptop. "We need a private investigator." I nodded because suddenly mourning my son felt premature. What if the man I buried had never died at all? 1 week later, I sat in a downtown Seattle office. Daniel Reed's space was clean and modern, walls lined with photos from international cases. Daniel himself, mid-40s, ex-FBI, had sharp eyes that seemed to read everything at once. Laura had found him, best in the business for cross-border work. I laid out the whole story. The supposed death 4 days into a Miami trip, no body recovered. The safe deposit files showing $1.7 million in forged debt. The insurance policy naming Jessica Harper. The affair documented by photos and phone records. Daniel took steady notes. Mr. Harrison, this pattern is classic staged death insurance fraud. Rare, but your son matches every indicator. No body. Foreign partner. Large payout. Crushing debt. Convenient timing. He slid a folder toward me. Investigation in Florida requires $15,000 up front. 2 to 3 weeks. I'll coordinate with my contact, Michael Stone, former Miami detective, now private investigator. If your son is alive, we'll find him. I hesitated. It was nearly all the savings I had left. Dad, we have to know, Laura whispered. I signed the contract with shaking hands. Daniel paused at the door. If we do find him alive, what then? Then I'll decide, I said. The next 2 weeks crawled by. I couldn't eat or sleep. Laura called every day asking for updates. Meanwhile, life kept collapsing. A foreclosure notice arrived. 30 days to vacate. My new lawyer, Jennifer Brooks, said we could fight the forged debt but needed proof. If your son is alive, this becomes federal fraud, she said. I packed boxes, Ellen's books, her gardening tools, the quilt she stitched the year Ethan was born. Ethan hadn't only taken money, he'd taken the last piece of her I had left. Memories blindsided me. Ethan at 10 on our fishing trip, shouting, Dad, look, I caught one. That gap-toothed grin. The boy who looked at me like I was the whole world. I stared into the empty house. Which version was real, I whispered. Was any of it? On day 18, my phone rang. Mr. Harrison, are you sitting down? My pulse thudded in my ears. You found him? Yes, he's alive, living in South Beach with Jessica Harper. I'm emailing photos now. I opened my laptop. 4 images appeared. Ethan at a beach bar, tanned and laughing. Ethan and Jessica with arms around each other at sunset. Ethan at an ATM in casual clothes. Ethan entering a condo building, keys in hand, moving with ease. Time stamped 3 days ago. Location South Beach, Florida. My breath vanished. Ethan was alive, happy, while I buried an empty casket. Lost my home, and drowned in grief. Mr. Harrison, you still there? Is he using a different name? In the expat community, he goes by Connor Reed, not hiding, just living. Living, I repeated. While I was dying, there was quiet on the line. Finally, I said, I want to see him. We could notify the FBI. No, not yet. I need to see him first. Face to face, that's not legally advisable. I don't care. He's my son. I need to ask him why. A long pause. All right. Michael can set up an accidental meeting. When can you fly tomorrow? Laura stood beside me. Dad, I'll come. No, this is between me and Ethan. That night I packed. I took one photo from my nightstand. Ethan at 10, both of us grinning over a trout. I stared at it for an hour. Who had that boy really been? The next morning, Laura drove me to SeaTac and hugged me tightly. Be careful. Call me when you land. I will. I love you. I love you too. Dad. As the plane took off, one fear echoed. What if he ran again? What if I never got my answers? I'd never been to Miami. Never wanted to. The alarm went off at 4 in the morning. I hadn't slept. Laura had driven me to the airport in silence the day before. Security, boarding. Her last words, "Be careful. I love you." I clutched the fishing photo in my jacket. 8 hours Seattle to Atlanta. 5 hours Atlanta to Miami. I couldn't sleep. Rehearsing words. Why, how could you? Nothing sounded right. Memories ambushed me. Little League. Teaching him to drive. College move-in day. Was any of it real, or was I always just useful? Late afternoon, Miami. The heat hit like a wall. Humid, thick, overwhelming. Michael Stone waited at arrivals. 50-something, weathered. Polo shirt, kind eyes. Mr. Harrison. I'm Michael. Daniel sent me. Let's just do this. 90 minutes to South Beach. Michael drove. City to suburbs to coast. Ocean on the left. Sunset beginning. Ethan rents a 2-bedroom ocean view condo. $1,500 a month. Sunset Cove bar most evenings at 6. Same table. My contact confirmed last night. I've arranged a nearby table. Jessica usually comes. And what if he runs? He won't. I've got backup. You're not alone. Thank you. 5 o'clock. Small hotel. Simple room. Ocean view. Ironic. I showered. Changed. Hands shaking. Mirror. Hardly recognized myself. Older. Broken. 5:30. Michael knocked. Ready? No. But let's go. We walked the beach. Sunset spectacular. Golden hour. Paradise. I thought he chose paradise while I lived in hell. Sunset Cove appeared. Thatched roof. String lights. Reggae. Tourists laughing. Drinking. Corner table. Ocean facing. His spot. I saw him. Ethan. Tan. Healthy. Relaxed. Hawaiian shirt. Sunglasses up. Corona with lime. Laughing. Jessica beside him. Blonde. Young. Radiant. Leaning in. Happy. Genuinely. Carelessly happy. I froze. Couldn't breathe. My dead son drinking beer. Laughing. Anger flooded in. White hot. Overwhelming. I walked forward. Ethan faced the ocean. Michael followed steps back. I reached the table 3 feet away. Jessica looked up. Can we help you? Ethan turned. Eyes met. Face went white. Beer froze midair. Blood drained. Mouth opened. No sound. 5 seconds felt like hours. Dad. I couldn't finish. Jessica confused. Wait. What? Who? I'm his father. Deadly calm. Her face changed. Confused. Shocked. Horrified. But you said, Jessica, please give us a minute. She stood. Are you kidding me, please? She stared. Anger clear. Stormed toward the beach. Looked back once. Disbelieving. Diners noticed. Michael moved away. Watching. We were alone. Ethan looked straight at me. Pale. Guilty. Calculating. Already thinking what to say. Which excuse would work. Dad. Don't. I sat hard. Chair scraped cement. Long silence. Waves. Music. Laughter at another table. Normal sounds. Normal night. Nothing normal. You're alive. He swallowed. I can explain. Then explain all of it right now. You owe me that. His hand shook, reaching for the beer. Where do I even start? He took a long drink. Set the beer down. Wouldn't look at me. 30 seconds. Silence. Picking at the label. It started 10 years ago. He finally said, Orlando condo deal. 100,000 down. Developer went bankrupt. Lost everything. Borrowed 50,000 from friends. Lost that too. Voice dropped. I was drowning, so I used your credit just once. Just to survive. My voice ice. You forged my signature. He nodded. Told myself it was temporary. I'd pay you back. But then first loan 75,000 year one. Miami investment failed. Needed more to cover payments. Second loan 100,000 year 3. Third, 150,000 year 5. Fourth, 225,000 year 8. $650,000 on your house. 1,100,000 in losses total. Like quicksand. The more I fought, the deeper I sank. Monday bank visits, signing documents, moving money to look healthy, my business. Bitter laugh, a joke. The success you were proud of. Acting. I couldn't tell you. Couldn't admit I was failing. So you destroyed me instead. He flinched. I didn't mean for 9 years. And her? He glanced toward the beach. Jessica. 4 years ago. Real conference. Met her at the hotel bar. She didn't know my life was failing. Married. Drowning. With her, I could be someone else. Started coming back every few months. Told Emily business trips. Pause. A year and a half ago, I started planning. Planning what. He looked at me. You know what? Voice flat. Mechanical. 8 months ago, changed my life insurance. Jessica beneficiary. Listed as business partner. She thought I was single. Thought my dad died years ago. The conference was real. Day 3, I drove to South Beach. Left the car. Shoes on beach. Wallet visible. Swam 500 meters around the rocks. Contact picked me up. 8,000 fake passport. 12,000 death certificate. 30,000 total. Worth it to escape 1.7 million. My hands fisted. You planned this over a year and a half while calling me every Sunday. While saying you loved me. While I trusted you with my house. My future. I'm sorry, don't. Voice breaking. I'm 60 years old. No house. The house I lived in with your mother. Every memory gone. Drowning in your debt. But I'm here facing it. Not hiding in paradise with a fake name. Easy for you. I was never a coward. That's what you are. A coward and a thief. You let me grieve you. I collapsed at your funeral. Laura held me while I sobbed. For you. And you were here. Drinking. Laughing. Jaw tight. So what, now you're turning me in? Yes. He leaned back. Bitter laugh. Good luck. Florida doesn't extradite for financial crimes. I checked. He stood. I'm sorry you're hurting. But I can't go to prison. I won't. You'll figure it out. You always do. Started walking. I loved you, I said. Hollow. Everything I did was for you. He stopped. Didn't turn. 5 seconds. I know, Dad. I'm sorry that wasn't enough. Walked to Jessica, they argued. He took her hand. Walked the beach. Disappeared. Bartender approached. Sir, you okay? No. But I need to make calls. Phone out. Michael. Morning flight home. Of course. Mr. Harrison. FBI. Agent Brooks. Daniel's number. Agent Brooks, Paul Harrison. Found my son alive. Fake death 12 days ago. Evidence, photos, recorded confession. Ready to press charges. Pause. Mr. Harrison. Florida does have an extradition treaty. Your son was wrong. Good. I want him to face what he's done. The flight home the next morning felt far longer than the one to Miami. Grief stretches every minute. Michael drove me to the airport for my 6 a.m. flight. I spent the whole trip staring out the window, replaying Ethan's confession. Every lie, every excuse, every cowardly shrug. I listened to the 21-minute recording twice, his voice unmistakable. I forged your signature. I faked my death. Worth it to escape. Proof of everything. Late afternoon in Seattle. Laura met me at arrivals and hugged me hard. Dad, what happened? In the car, I told her about the bar, Jessica, Ethan admitting everything before walking away. Her knuckles whitened around the steering wheel. He's a bastard. Back home, she cried. I didn't. I felt emptied out. Now we fight, I said. The next morning, we met with my lawyer, Jennifer Brooks. I played the recording and showed her the forged documents from the safe deposit box. She listened carefully, then said, "This is clear federal fraud." She listed the charges: forged signatures, wire fraud, bank fraud, identity theft, insurance fraud. The recording was admissible under Washington's one-party consent law. "We need to involve the FBI immediately. I already called them from Miami." I said, "That afternoon we met with Agent Brooks. Disciplined, methodical. He reviewed everything. Your son committed multiple federal crimes. Extradition from Florida is possible. But it takes time, months, maybe more. We'll coordinate with Florida authorities and Interpol. Be patient." I nodded. "I just want the truth to be acknowledged." 2 days later, Emily came over with boxes of documents, computers, and Ethan's phone records. She looked exhausted. "Take everything. I want him to pay for what he did to all of us." She said she'd filed for divorce, abandonment, and fraud. "Being a fake corpse speeds up the paperwork," she said bitterly. She showed me the life insurance claim she'd filed. The company was now investigating. "Emily, you're a victim too," I said. "We both are," she whispered. 1 week after Miami, the final foreclosure notice arrived. 14 days to vacate. Jennifer explained the reality. We could fight it, but proving fraud would take months. Legal fees would drain whatever equity remained. I walked through the house. Ellen and I built together. Her kitchen, her garden, the living room where the kids grew up. Ethan didn't just steal money, I said. He stole her memory. Over the next 10 days, I packed everything worth keeping. Ellen's books, her quilt, a few photos. On day 13, I found a small one-bedroom apartment in Capitol Hill, 700 square feet. View of a parking lot. But it was mine. After paying for the investigator, lawyer, and deposit, I had $9,000 left. Laura helped me move 2 truckloads. The rest I donated or sold. That night I sat alone on the floor with an air mattress and a suitcase. Then an email arrived from connorreed.miami@gmail.com. Subject: sorry, Dad, just 2 words. I'm done. Attached was a wire transfer receipt. $60,000 sent to my account 3 days earlier. The note read, "For the house, I'm not heartless. Don't try to find me. I've moved. New city, new name." I stared at it for a long time. Conscience or strategy, I forwarded everything to Agent Brooks and Jennifer. The next morning, Jennifer called. "FBI is moving forward. Extradition is a long process. Months, maybe longer. Can you handle the waiting?" I looked around the bare apartment. Boxes, air mattress, silence. "I don't have a choice," I said. "I want justice, however long it takes." 7 months later, everything changed with one phone call. 7 months in limbo. Library work. 25 hours weekly. $16 an hour. Small apartment. Careful spending. Weekly calls with Jennifer. Still waiting. Florida. Monthly FBI updates. Paperwork processing. Month 2. Handwriting expert confirmed forgery. Month 4. Debts removed from my name. House sold. Money to legal fees. 52,000 left. Not enough to buy anything. Enough to survive. Month 6. Emily's divorce finalized. 7 months. 3 days after Miami. I was shelving books. Phone rang. Agent Brooks. Mr. Harrison. We got him. I sat hard. Ethan arrested this morning. South Beach. Florida police. FBI coordination. Same bar, Sunset Cove. Old routine. Thought he was safe. Thought we'd give up. He was wrong. Extradition approved. 2 weeks transfer, federal charges, Seattle, trial, 4 months out, no bail, flight risk. Next 4 months preparation. Jennifer warned strong case, confession, forged documents, fake death. But trials unpredictable. Emily and I subpoenaed. Laura attended hearings. 2 months before trial, I saw Ethan, orange jumpsuit, handcuffed, thinner. Our eyes met. He looked away. No words. Trial lasted 5 days. Seattle Federal Court, Day 1, jury selection, opening statements, prosecutor. This man faked his death to escape consequences. Day 2, evidence, witnesses. Jennifer testified. Emily took the stand. He said he loved me the night before he died. Voice broke. Our marriage was a lie. Handwriting expert forged. No doubt. FBI agent fake passport. Death certificate. Transfers. Insurance investigator $750,000. Fraudulent claim. Recording played. Ethan's confession. 21 minutes. Jury silent. When worth it to escape 1.7 million played. Jurors shook heads. Day 3, I testified. Mr. Harrison, tell the jury what this did. I took the stand. Ethan was my son, my friend, my pride. When the officer called, I collapsed. I buried an empty casket, gave a eulogy, grieved 12 days. Then truth, debts, lies, affair. Lost my house, the house I shared with Ellen 41 years. Every memory packed and sold. Voice steady, eyes wet. Worse than money, worse than the house. I lost the ability to trust. He didn't just fake his death, he killed something in me. I don't know if I'll forgive him, but I'll survive because giving up means he wins. Afternoon. Jury deliberated 2 hours. Returned. We have a verdict. Judge Thompson, wire fraud, guilty. Bank fraud, guilty. Identity theft, guilty. Insurance fraud, guilty. All counts guilty. Ethan stared ahead. No reaction. 2 weeks later, sentencing. Judge spoke. Defendant devastated family. Crimes calculated. 9 years showed cruelty. 15 years federal prison. Restitution 2.3 million plus fees. Ethan led away handcuffed. Looked at me. No words. 5 seconds. Gone. Outside courthouse, Laura hugged me. It's over. No, just beginning. Now I rebuild. 9 months later. 1 year since Miami. I stood in my apartment, no longer empty. Furniture, photos, plants. Not Ellen's house, but mine. No lies, no debt, no ghosts. Library, 30 hours now. Small raise, savings, 15,000. Simpler, smaller, clean. Laura visited Sundays, brought grandkids. Emily sent a card. Thank you. She'd moved on. Healing. One evening, Laura asked, will you visit him, prison? Long silence. Thought about the boy who caught fish, the man who faked death. 2 people, same face, maybe someday. Not now, not yet. What will you do? Calendar on wall. Tomorrow night, community center, new purpose. Laura smiled. Mom would be proud. I hope so. I really hope so. 20 months after Miami, 8 months after the trial. I stood in a circle at the Seattle Community Center, multi-purpose room, fluorescent lights, smell of coffee, 30 chairs, people arriving with the same haunted look I once had. 8 months ago, I founded this group, Financial Family Abuse Survivors. Every Thursday at 7, free, open to anyone. I stood at the front and said, good evening. 20 months ago, my son faked his death to escape $1.7 million of debt he put under my name. He's now serving 15 years in federal prison. I'm here like you, trying to rebuild. People shared. Robert, 71. My daughter stole 220,000. Forged checks. It wasn't the money. It was the betrayal. Megan, 50s. My brother borrowed for 25 years. 280,000 total. Destroyed my retirement. How do I forgive that, Tyler? 20s. My wife drained our accounts. 90,000 in hidden credit cards. Gambling addiction. I still love her. That's the worst part. Everyone nodded. Love and betrayal often coexist. After they finished, I spoke. What I've learned: trust isn't blind. Love people, but verify documents. Ask questions. It's not your fault, but healing is your responsibility. They made their choices. You choose what happens next. I paused. Forgiveness isn't required to heal. Some days I think I forgive Ethan. Other days I remember the lies, the debts, the empty casket. Maybe forgiveness isn't the point. Maybe moving forward is. At 8:30, the meeting ended. A young man approached. My father died 2 weeks ago. I'm finding debts I never knew about. I don't know where to start. I recognized his fear. Start with the truth. Gather documents one step at a time. It feels impossible now, but it won't always. I handed him a card. Jennifer Brooks, best financial fraud attorney in Seattle. Tell her I sent you. Laura walked in and said softly, "Mom would be proud of you." "Dad," I smiled. I lost the house, but I found something else. Purpose. These days I teach financial literacy at the community college. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I speak at high schools, senior centers, about warning signs of financial abuse. Next month, I'm writing an article for AARP magazine. That week, a letter arrived from the federal prison in California. Ethan's handwriting. "Dad, I know you won't write back. I don't deserve it. But I need you to know I'm sorry. Not because I'm in here, because I hurt you. You taught me better. I think about you every day, about the man you are, the man I should have been. I hope someday you can forgive me. I understand if you can't. Ethan." I read it 3 times. I didn't respond. But I didn't throw it away. I put it in a drawer. Maybe someday I'll answer. Not today. That night, I stood at my apartment window looking at the quiet street and city lights. 2 years had passed since the call telling me my son was gone. People ask if I forgive him. Honestly, I don't know. Some days, yes. He's my son. Other days, I remember the forged documents in that safe deposit box. Maybe forgiveness isn't what matters. Maybe what matters is what I see on my fridge. Our group photo. 30 people rebuilding from ruins. Ethan tried to destroy me, but he didn't succeed. I'm still here, still standing, still building. If you're reading this, and any of it feels familiar, secrecy about money, excuses, your gut telling you something's wrong, listen to that feeling. Ask questions. Look at the documents. And if you've already discovered the truth, if you're standing in the ruins like I was, you're stronger than you think. The person who hurt you didn't win. You're still here. You can rebuild. I did. And so can you. Looking back at my story now, I see things clearly. This grandfather's story isn't just mine. It's a warning. Don't be like me. Don't let love blind you to the truth. I trusted completely, never verified, never questioned. That cost me everything. Here's what this true story taught me. Trust, but verify. Always. Love doesn't mean turning a blind eye. It means caring enough to ask the hard questions. Check documents. Know where your money goes. Financial secrecy in any relationship is a red flag you cannot ignore. I asked God many times why this happened to me. Why my own son? I still don't have all the answers. But I've learned this. Sometimes the hardest lessons come from the deepest betrayals. And sometimes surviving them reveals the strength you never knew you had. This isn't just another grandfather's story you scroll past. This true story is real. It happened to me, and it could happen to you. So I'm asking you, don't wait until it's too late. If something feels wrong, investigate. Protect yourself. Protect your future. Learn from my mistakes so you don't have to live through them. And if you're already standing in the ruins like I was, you're stronger than you think. You can rebuild. I did. If you like this story, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions of this story in the comments.